Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The Geneva Motor Show has always been the place where the world gets its first proper look at what the future of driving will feel like, and this year was no different. As I walked through the halls filled with bright lights, polished metal, silent EV, roaring supercars, and concepts that looked like they were flown in from 2035, one thing was clear: the automotive industry is pushing forward faster than ever. And in this AZ guide of the best new cars coming in 2020 and 2021, I'm taking you through every car that truly stood out, not just for its looks, but for its engineering, technology, and what it promises for drivers over the next few years. The energy inside the show was incredible. Crowds moved slowly from stand to stand, cameras flashing, people reacting with genuine amazement every time brands revealed something unexpected. Above all, this show didn't just feel like a showcase of cars, it felt like a preview of the next era of mobility. Everything from supercars to electric hatchbacks to luxury SUV was getting a next-generation touch. And so we begin, starting with some of the most exciting models that will define 2020 and 2021. As I approached the first stand, the aroma of new leather and polished interiors mixed with the low hum of electric concepts idling silently. One of the earliest cars that caught my attention was a compact electric model designed to bring EV ownership to the mainstream. Tiny on the outside, surprisingly spacious inside, and boasting a range that puts older generation EV to shame, this car immediately created a buzz. People loved the fact that it made electric driving feel simple, affordable, and stylish without trying too hard. The crisp LED lights, the futuristic dashboard, and the clean lines around the body made it obvious. Even the smallest cars in 2020 and 2021 were being taken seriously by manufacturers who want to dominate the EV market. Moving further, the story became more thrilling as the bigger names started showing off their complete redesigns. One luxury sedan, in particular, attracted a huge crowd, not because it was overly flashy, but because it had reinvented itself for the new decade. The proportions were sharper, the hybrid drivetrain was massively improved, and the interior felt like stepping into a first-class lounge on wheels. The glowing ambient lighting wrapped around the cabin, the soft, touch materials felt premium, and the new infotainment system responded as fast as a smartphone. What stood out was how brands were blending luxury with sustainability. There were recycled materials hidden tastefully inside the car, subtle eco-friendly touches that didn't compromise on comfort, and that theme kept appearing throughout the show. Luxury no longer meant heavy, thirsty, and indulgent. It now meant smart, efficient, and beautifully engineered. By the time I reached one of the performance brands, the mood shifted. Suddenly, I was surrounded by carbon fiber, massive air intakes, wide stances, and horsepower figures that made people stop in their tracks. The supercar they unveiled had lines like a fighter jet, and an exhaust note that echoed through the hall even during the short demonstration. Revs. It wasn't just about speed. The company emphasized airflow, weight reduction, and hybrid electric assistance to make the car not only fast but cleaner and more efficient. This was the new direction of supercars, where technology and sustainability underline performance rather than replacing it. Walking further down the AZ lineup, a completely opposite type of vehicle grabbed attention. A family SUV from a brand known for practicality. Yet this time it was different. This SUV embraced futuristic design with a sleek roofline, hidden door handles, and lighting that glowed across the front in a single uninterrupted beam. The interior felt airy thanks to a panoramic roof and minimalist dashboard. But what truly surprised visitors was the level of technology inside. Voice assistants, advanced driver assist systems, radar-based safety features, and an infotainment layout designed to feel like a tablet. It became clear that SUV in 2020 and 2021 are not just about space and height. They are becoming intelligent companions on the road. As I continued through the halls, the electric revolution became impossible to ignore. Every few steps, a new EV appeared. Some tiny city cars, some large luxury sedans, some radical concepts that didn't look like anything that exists on the road today. One concept car in particular stood out, not because of its size or power, but because of its design philosophy. The entire exterior was covered in lightweight materials, the wheels were almost enclosed for aerodynamics, and the cabin had a living, room-like feel. The seats rotated, the steering wheel retracted, and the entire car operated under the assumption that autonomous driving would soon become mainstream. It felt more like stepping into the future of mobility than sitting inside a traditional vehicle. People were fascinated, phones came out, videos were recorded, crowds formed instantly. This is where the industry is heading, and Geneva made that clearer than ever. In the performance EV category, one car absolutely stole the show. It featured dual motors, blistering acceleration, and torque figures that would embarrass some traditional supercars. The brand promised a 0-100 km/h time that sounded almost unreal. And while the numbers were jaw-dropping, the car was more than just statistics. The cabin was beautifully crafted, mixing sustainable materials with traditional craftsmanship. The steering was sharp, the seating position low, and the stance aggressive. Watching the engineering teams explain how they balanced cooling, aerodynamics, range, and battery performance made it clear. Electric performance cars are about to go from niche to mainstream. Then came the luxury segment, where brands tried to outdo each other with comfort, quietness, and craftsmanship. One flagship limousine was arguably one of the most impressive cars at the entire event. Every detail was designed with meticulous attention. The sound insulation was so good that even inside a crowded hall, stepping into the car felt like entering a silent capsule. Rear seats reclined almost fully flat, touchscreens hid themselves elegantly into the armrests, and the ambient lighting system reacted to voice commands. The brand emphasized that luxury in 2020 and 2021 isn't about being showy. It's about giving the driver and passengers an experience that feels effortless, and this car delivered exactly that. Nearby, a sports coupe with hybrid technology turned heads with its low stance and sculpted bodywork. The company explained that the new hybrid system not only boosted power, but also refined throttle response. Pressing the accelerator was instant, controlled, and smoother than ever. The car promised thrilling driving dynamics while still offering excellent fuel efficiency. With lightweight construction, improved suspension geometry, and a more rigid chassis, this model proved that hybrid sports cars are not a compromise. They're the next chapter of performance engineering. In another corner of the show, a brand revealed its new compact crossover, designed specifically for young buyers entering the premium market. The design was vibrant, with bold lines, bright colors, and a sporty posture. The cabin felt futuristic, with a digital instrument cluster, wireless connectivity, and customizable driving modes. The car promised to blend practicality with fun, something the brand said younger drivers crave. Based on the reactions of the crowd, they were right. This crossover might be one of the most successful models in its class for 2020 and 2021. As the journey continued, hydrogen technology made a surprise comeback. One brand unveiled a hydrogen-powered SUV with impressive range and refueling time. The design was elegant, almost minimalist, and the brand emphasized that hydrogen could be a major part of the future once infrastructure improves. While EV dominated the show, it was refreshing to see alternative clean technologies getting attention as well. The commitment to multiple future pathways, battery, electric, hydrogen, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, showed how diverse the automotive landscape is becoming. A standout favorite among enthusiasts was a hot hatch that blended practicality with pure fun. This hot hatch had sharper styling, a more aggressive grille, lightweight wheels, and a new exhaust system that produced a deep, satisfying tone. The engineers talked about extensive tuning on racetracks across Europe to make the handling precise and responsive. Inside, the car felt sporty but usable every day. Bucket seats, stitched steering wheel, metal pedals, and a digital display made the cabin engaging without losing comfort. For many people at the show, this was the perfect car, fast, affordable, and exciting. And then came the off-road segment, which brought rugged performance back into the spotlight. One brand unveiled a boxy SUV with a body, on-frame chassis, locking differentials, and a tough, durable exterior. Despite its old-school mechanical setup, it had modern technology inside. Touch displays, advanced traction control, and higher resolution 360 degrees cameras. This combination of classic off-road ability with modern convenience appealed to adventure lovers. People instantly imagined taking it on mountains, deserts, and long road trips. As the AZ Guide continued through the hall, yet another electric luxury SUV made its appearance. This one, however, focused heavily on aerodynamics. The body was shaped like a flowing sculpture, and even the door mirrors were replaced with cameras. The drag coefficient was incredibly low for a vehicle of this size, allowing better range and efficiency. Inside, it felt like a tech-forward living space. Floating screens, soft touch materials, and a beautifully clean layout. This SUV represented how electric luxury can be futuristic without feeling cold or complicated. Near the end of the exhibition, a track-focused hypercar stood in dramatic lighting. Everything about it screamed speed. Huge wings, aggressive splitters, massive brakes, and aerodynamic tunnels running across the body. The brand claimed downforce numbers that seemed almost insane. The hypercar was built for pure performance, with lightweight materials, advanced hybrid systems, and engineering borrowed from motorsports. Standing next to it felt like standing beside a race car with number plates. This was the pinnacle of automotive engineering, and it perfectly encapsulated the spirit of the Geneva Motor Show. Finally, as I wrapped up the AZ tour, it became clear that the automotive world of 2020 and 2021 is defined by bold innovation. Manufacturers are no longer just updating engines or refreshing designs. They are reinventing what a car is and what it should be. Electric driving, autonomous technology, lightweight materials, sustainable interiors, hyper-efficient aerodynamics, and digitized cabins are becoming the norm. Geneva showed us that the future of cars is not decades away. It is arriving right now. Whether you love supercars, practical family SUV, electric city cars, or futuristic concepts, there was something at the show that represented the next chapter of mobility. The industry is evolving rapidly, and the next generation of cars will be smarter, cleaner, faster, and more exciting than anything we've seen before. And this AZ Guide has only scratched the surface of what's coming, but one thing is certain. The road ahead from 2020 to 2021 is going to be incredible.